Welcome back to the Martian. We're here on day 198 and we are succeeding to survive and focusing now on terraforming. So this is a little botany lab over there. We will run through that quickly because we have to do some drinking and eating. But things are going well on Mars. We have a chicken who's desperately in need for food, I see. So we might work on that a bit. And we also need some food, oxygen and all the essentials. But yeah, what we're trying to do is to terraform Mars. So if you're familiar with the series, you know that we try to increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and which will help us to create global warming on Mars, and thereby allowing us to grow plants outside. So that's the goal, and we hope that will work out alright. So we will continue with that a bit today. So we have been growing plants, special breeds, by using selective culturing, that are more optimized at growing at these harsh conditions on Mars, so they can resist lower temperature and a very low pressure. So at night the temperature reaches like -70 or something. But we're trying to improve that, and our plants are currently able to withstand like -30 degrees. So they're all here in the back, and they're labeled as such. So you can see -29 degrees, 10 kilopascal. So that's what we're aiming for. Those are about the minimum that the plants can reach by just using this approach. So yeah, we'll continue a bit today. Our goal is to get more CO2 in the atmosphere, and that's what we'll focus on. Now, one of the things that's going a bit wrong is that in the original game, terraforming is not really possible. So in order to force it a bit, we used Terraformer mod, which I think was created by Elmo, among others. This is the wrong thing to do. I wanted to use the food processor. So yeah, that's the mod that we're using, but in order to do that, in order for the mod to work, we had to roll back the game to the pre-terrain version. So this is a bit of an old version. Not entirely sure what we're missing out on because I didn't play the game for quite a while. But I imagine we are missing out on some new implementations. But it's alright, because we wanted to see if the terraforming is possible. So that's the bit that we'll focus on first. And if we get that going today, if we are able to solve this CO2 problem, then the next bit is to focus on the plants, and maybe in the future even culture chickens outside. So then we have free roaming chickens on Mars, and that would be a sight. I think that's it. That's what we need to do in the base. I think we can go directly to the other base. Here we have a bit of a clean inventory. A bit. Now if I remember correctly, we needed an IC-10 housing. We always need them. So there's a high chance that I'm correct. So let's print those just in case. So the current atmosphere outside, we'll check that out since we have to wait a little bit, is 6 kilopascal and 23 moles of CO2. So at some point we were able to increase that to 60, but it seems like the atmosphere is slowly resetting as well. So yeah, it's a bit challenging at the moment. But we will find out if this is possible at all. What's this? Oh, there's still electronic parts being printed. Fantastic. Right, we'll take you with us. And impatiently waiting for the other bit. How is the sun doing? We have not much sunlight left. Alright, run! Alright, so we leave this base behind and we go to the other base, which is the one that will help us with the global warming attempts. So this is a power line, and you will see in a bit why that is relevant. when we walk to the other base. So you can see it popping up. There's some turbines. So I first made the mistake of starting not in the pre-trained version, but in the actual version of the game. And then I had to move all of our buildings to this old version of the game. So I did that by coding, just transferring bits of the file, which worked, but it had the result that it spawned in the middle of a mountain. So, or hill, I guess I should say. So yeah, that's why things look a bit strange, but it's alright. It's performing alright. Yeah, this looks a bit strange that we have this laying around over here. So I might clean up a little bit, make a wall, and yeah, move those chips to that place. Might be nice. This is a coal buffer. This is what we will use to spike the atmosphere in a bit. So let's first clean up a little bit. We can make a wall over there. We should make it the other way around actually, so that we can actually see the chips. You'll see in a moment why that's important. Alright, and I guess we can get rid of the last one. We messed it up. It was going so well. Well, we'll hide it by making some metal sheets and welding it shut. Come on, you can do it. That's alright. Should we actually charge this battery, or is it... no, it's almost full, so that's fine. The strange sound that you might be hearing above us is a bunch of sorters working together to sort refined ores, because that's what this base is doing. So it's passively drilling into the bedrock, creating a bunch of dirty ores. You can see them plopping out of there. And then we have a bunch of centrifuges that are refining those dirty ores, separating them into bits of metal and other materials, and they get all sorted and ditched into the silo, whereas the coal will get incinerated, and that's our global warming setup. Very straightforward. Might make one here as well to finish things. Alright, give us some iron sheets. And we also want some frames, I guess, just one or two. So those are these bits. Get the iron frame going, and to make things a bit prettier, we might even weld it up. Alright. Looks a bit neater. Looks like our welder ran out of battery as well. That's fine, we got power. Let's do the last bit of cleaning up, and then we can go to the fun part. Alright, it's a bit neater. So this network is all connected to centrifuges, deep miners, and all that stuff. So we just want to steal a bit of cable over here using the wire cutters so that we are able to connect them. Yeah, let's make use of the space because we got a bunch of space. Yes, and then that's strange. It's not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to stick them to the wall, of course. Didn't realize there was a bit of space between those. And then we'll first slap one of these on. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So this will be one, and we'll move this around as well. Which all of our devices won't appreciate, but it has to be done. Or we first connect this actually. So that we reduce the interruption time. And we'll mirror it as well, as we will make two of these. So the reason why we need this is because we expanded the base last time. We have a bunch of extra centrifuges. They still need setting up, and we do that by this IC10 housing, where we essentially say if the what's it called? If the centrifuge is full with dirty ores, then empty it. And that's all it does really. It's a very basic script. I can show you in a bit, but we'll first take this out. We take this out. So we go like this. So that should be working again. It's not. It doesn't like that this is not set. I can imagine that would be a problem. Also, I think it makes more sense to put it here, which will become clear in a bit. Alright, centrifuge 1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, and 2.2. Last but not least, 2.3. This is not working because we connected these wrong or something. I guess, yeah. Alright, so this is happy now. I think it should be starting up again. Yeah, I think they're happy. We might also label them, if we still have the labeler somewhere around. I don't see it though. Oh, it's there. Centrifuge, normally we should go like IC10 or IC. Centrifuge, set 1 and 2. And this will be centrifuge Z3. And go IC10, centrifuge Z3. Alright, so we did that bit, the boring bit. Just realized we might need to interrupt the code once more. Because it will be easier to go like import from chip, leave this alone, and then go and modify that straight away. So this is what it does. It names centrifuges 1 to 6. Now for this new bit we only have 1 to 3. Yeah, because we have per deep miner we have 3 centrifuges, which is more than enough to process all the ores according to well, what we've seen. So we will simplify the script a little bit, where we load the centrifuges, we rename a value we will use later, which is over here, where we, for each centrifuge, we name and load, the other way around, we load a certain value, the number of reagents in the centrifuge, and we rename it to something logical. Did we still remember what we actually do? Here we just close all the centrifuge doors so that they are functional. This is just for some printing, which we won't do. You can export the value to LED so you know what's going on, but we already do that for another set, so we can skip that. It's, when you first set up a script, this will be nice because it will tell you if something is going wrong or not. And then this is the actual code bit. So we just say if reagents is bigger than 80, then well, it's actually below, right? So if it's below 80, do nothing. If it's above 80, then you will open the door of the centrifuge, which will make it stop, ditch, it refines reagents, and continue. It does it for all these centrifuges. And we have to modify this last step because we have fewer centrifuges. This is the most simplistic code that I could think of how to use this. So then in the end we go to sleep regardless of what we are doing. So the sleeping bit will allow your centrifuge to actually empty. This can also be removed because that's the LED bit again. So you sleep for 70 seconds, which is more or less enough to completely empty a centrifuge with 80 components. And then we jump back to start and we redo the whole process. So what will actually happen is that it will just skip all of the centrifuges that are not ready to empty, will only open the centrifuge that is able to empty, wait 70 seconds and check again. So they won't usually empty altogether. Now we just have to tweak and rename these values. But before doing that, it would help to label them so that we can distinguish them from like other centrifuges. So we switch this on and we call them jetpack on. And what we call these? Just centrifuge 1 1. Alright. 3 1 3 2 3 3. Right. Now we use a screwdriver to tell the script where to look, and it should be working. We can clean up this mess. Computer doesn't like that. We could move the computer, but I don't know where. Well, we could move it to this place, I guess. Would be pretty, right? This you're not gonna tell me that we actually are going to do something to make this a pretty base. That's the first time. Something like this. I don't know. We'll see in a bit if this is, if I guessed correctly. I guess it takes a bit to deconstruct this thing, right? How do we move it? Screwdriver? So it's like multi-step process. Right. Or just two-step. Oh, it's just a two-step. Alright. I guess we will put it here. Oh no, we won't. One forward, please. That's where we want it. Alright. Did it remember all the things? Yes. Luckily, I didn't think of that. So apparently the memory is in the motherboard. That's very kind of the game. Thank you very much, game. So did it even remember... Can we... this will scroll a bit faster. I think we're missing one though. Or is it all the way to the top now? Yes, sword silo is all the way to the top. Cool. Well, looks like this base is coming together a little bit. So we can remove this ugly cable. Which was the product of laziness. Looks like our batteries are struggling a little bit. But the ones that are hidden in the back, they're still at 40%, so I guess it's alright. This is our battery LED. Alright. So yeah, what this very industrial looking area does then is the refining and forwarding all the output to these stackers and sorters. And you can see it has a hydrocarbon. It's like the fifth one. So this is 4 grams. This is not much, I guess. 6 grams. Yeah, so we're at the phase where it's starting up all. 18 grams. Right. So yeah, it's a bit of a mystery how much we are producing per minute or per hour. But things are working out. Now the question is if it's enough to counteract the depletion of CO2, and that is something that we don't know. What we do know is that we can help a little bit by also do some mining. Should we change a battery? Yeah, we should. But yeah, overall this place is coming together and looks nice. Well, not really nice, but it's not a complete mess. I guess that's the right way to put it. Is that coal? If this doesn't work, we still have a plan B. And we might even come up with a plan C, D, E. But, so if the deep miners and centrifuges, if they turn out to be insufficient for the things that we want to do, looks like a nice pile of coal this, so we just have to run back to 90 degrees. So if they turn out to be insufficient for what we want to do, then we might play around with fuel. Because someone told me, Little Bird, one of the chat members, joined me and joined me a little bit in the thinking process and said that if you separate fuel and filter the pollution, I guess, versus the volatiles, I guess volatiles makes more sense, then one of the products is CO2. So this will be an efficient way of gathering CO2. So we might already think of some setup if in case we have to wait for to see the effect of the coal, just because we just don't want to walk around idle. So we have some emergency solution, or it could be like every now and then we use that to spike a bit more to counteract the depletion of the CO2. Can be a dynamic process. So yeah, we might play around with that. I feel confident today that we might that we have enough focus in order to do that. Because I'm a little bit hesitant of playing around with fuel, but I think this is the right moment to do so. Let's get an absolute shit ton of coal. This is a very nice mine. Mining goggles might help us on our adventure as well. Although they do require some advanced materials, but I guess we just have to be productive and not be lazy. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should we go for the lazy approach? I see that my chat has actually disappeared behind some window, that's not good. We should go for the lazy approach and just do coal mining, like some old-fashioned worker, or should we go for the fuel approach, which could be fun. How much more to go? Or a bit of both, which I guess makes it interesting as well. So we could compare what's more efficient. Maybe that's the fun thing to do. I guess this is also like a learning process for me, so it might be good to start messing around with the fuel. So I guess this is time to head back home. Almost completed our stacks of coal. Might be still some laying around on top actually, because there was quite a bit. Or not. No. Alright, so this is the moment where it's important to remember where we came from. Although we just see some weird bit of the structure. Is that like a bit of a deep miner? Oh, it's disappearing. In the moonlight, I was going to say. We might need some flashy light on this bit actually. How does this cabling look like actually? Is there a... No, there's no battery, it's just a transformer. Then we cannot put a flashy light here because at night this won't be powered. If we had like an AC unit, that's not called AC, is it? Area control, yeah it is actually. Then we would have been able to, I would say, to put a flashy light there, because it will store some power, build up a bit of power, and then continuously shows light. Where's the other bit? Backpack. Right, this is a lot of coal. Should mention we have the 10 times ore mod on, so technically we are cheating a bit. But who cares? I think the game is a bit more fun then, so that we won't, you won't just watch someone mining all the time. I'm looking at the wrong one. No, yes I am. I don't want that. I want fuel, the solid fuel generator, but that's not here. That's actually a tier 1. The electronic sprinter. So it's the generator. We want a few more of those. And for that we need a bit more iron, which we might get from the sorter. It's a lot of iron already. Guess you can stop sorting. Now we are running a bit low on power. We can start burning fuel, but we might cheat and just go like this. Fuel, I'm talking about coal. So just 13 coal, let's see how much that will actually improve things. I guess we want at least 2 of these. So I wanted to kind of track the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere in moles, because that's an absolute unit that will not change as a result of temperature, for instance, as compared to things like pressure, which is dependent on temperature. But I couldn't figure out a way to do that neatly, because the gas sensor that measures the atmosphere doesn't allow you to measure those things, which makes sense because terraforming is not part of the game yet, so why would you implement that? However, I then thought of a way to kind of sort that out, so to use temperature just as a measure, since that's the thing we're interested in the end. So now every 20 minutes, over the course of 20 minutes, we look at the lowest temperature value. So that's roughly 1 day. Now it's not guaranteed that we've always that we measured it per day because I didn't really sort it out perfectly to match 24-hour cycles or something. I will burn some coal actually because this is going wrong. I don't want power to run out because it will reset all the things. Why are you? We switched you off. That's bad. This. Why is this stuck? Is this the wrong way around? No. Are you glitching? Oh, there's a weird thing here. Oh, we messed up this bit. Alright. Shouldn't do that. Right. Well, I'm happy that we found it out eventually. Alright, so that will generate some power. So I guess we're good. 27% array. Not sure why that's all of a sudden increasing that much. Seems like a bit much for sorting out that one generator, but who knows. Alright, we have a nice amount of coal. Ridiculous amount almost. We will smelt some more metal in that case. Oh, we still have a stack hidden. Nice. How are we doing for generators? We got one, and I guess we can make a second one. We also need to make a bunch of chutes actually, so let's start printing those already. Chutes! It can print 10, which I think will be decent. We still have some. We always need more chutes. It's the name of this this base. We should call it chute base. I think there's like at least, what is it? 100 chutes here or something? 80? I don't know. Where will we expand to? I think we will dig out this bit. Whatever you would call it. Hollow out. Maybe deconstruct just. Just expand this way. I swear I just picked up the generator, but I think I put it in the closet and switched it out for something. Ah, the chute was the bit that was messing it up. Alright, let's continue like this. So we should just make them in numbers of 2, and then we won't have to use any difficult setup. Ooh, that might be a problem actually. Does this matter? No, it doesn't matter. Just move it backwards a bit. It's not gonna be pretty, but it's alright. This is also fine if we can fit it here, but it's blocked. We might change the cabling a bit in that case. Shouldn't be too difficult. So this is just heading that direction, right? I think we can just make out the way it's going. Yeah. Why does it do that? Let's look at this this cabling a little bit, because we might get rid of it altogether. It's quite difficult to make out actually. Let's remove some of the plating. So we will dissect our base a little bit to see what's going on. It's going up. Why is that a thing? Trying to understand the base layout here. It's just a way to reach the solar panels. which is strange. Because we might as well just connect to the other side, right? So let's do that. This is just the result of building on bit on bit on bit. Will we... So actually it's the other way around. So the solar, everything that's there will direct power downstream, and this will connect to our batteries. So at the moment this is not doing much. So we might just go like this and like that. This is going down, right? Yeah. And then go here. Go up. Now we have to hurry up because solar panels are starting to generate electricity. Precious resource. It's not that much in the morning, so it doesn't matter too much. We have this cool bit to resolve. Loop around. Nobody will notice. The reason for doing all of that, we shouldn't forget, is so that we have space now to make this second generator. So it's on the same line as this. It's a bit backward, but it's just so that we don't mess with the cable. So that's all fine. We should switch them on because that's something we always forget. Same with batteries. It's easy to forget as well. Now we need to connect them up, which I guess we don't have enough cables for. Why is this indicating that there's something downstream to connect to? I think that's wrong. There isn't. Make up your mind. We need a bit more cable. Let's get that. We still have some heavy coils. One. That's not good enough. We need at least two, I guess. I know water is getting critical, but that's fine. We still have a bit of time. Catch it. Nope, wrong. Alright, all hooked up. Almost. There we go. So that's fine. Now the last bit is the sorting. Now we do have an uneven number of things. So it will be a bit of a problem actually. So there's this bit sloppy setup I just noticed. Because this uses a splitter, so there's like even distribution of things this way, or between these two, so these are evenly sorted out. This one uses just a stack overflow, so when this one is full we'll go to the next. We might need to switch this out for the loop approach. Let's try that. So we didn't do that for the centrifuge setup, but we can try to do it here. So the way that will look like, well, it relies on the following fact, that these things will actually pull ores. So it's not that you have to force feed them, but they will pull ores. So if we just make a loop, then they will be able to sort out whatever they need, and we don't have to actively think how to split things. So let's change the setup a little bit, especially since there are no ores currently being burnt. And if they are, then we will see it soon enough. So we will make it a bit pretty. We will first connect windows to every one, so we know if there is a block. Ideally we move these backwards one, but I didn't do that now. Now here we have, I think, a few too many windows, so we might actually go like that. And then we need some... Oh wait, this is ugly. Right. And then we need some kind of loop. These are actually... So it's just these two that we should probably replace. Might do that as well, since we're busy anyway. How are you doing? Just contains a bit of coal, so I think we have some time. If not, too bad. Let's first fix the cable then, because we move things backwards one. This should be moved as well, so we create a bit of space here. So I guess this one is actually alright. Just this one. It's not connected, is it? So these have been doing nothing all the time. Fantastic. Things you figure out when you repurpose your base. Right.
Power low.
Power low as well. Yeah, we should actually move in a bit. Things are getting a bit critical now. Alright, that's connected. Not sure if you can hear dogs, but it looks like there's two dogs mauling each other outside. Why is this? Requires a frame. Alright. Luckily we have just a thing. That's why this looks so ugly. It's because of those frames. Alright. Then we have the window. And we should switch these on actually. Never forget the mom spaghetti. And then we need to build some sort of loop. So what should that look like? I guess we can do like a junction over here. Let's first do junctions at each of these. So we will see if this works out actually, I don't know. Yeah, we should worry about the water right now. We still have a bit of time, but it shouldn't take too long this. Alright, and then we don't need the windows I think. That's just straight. Also, we should not use jetpack at this point. That will be very dangerous. You will hit your head and crush into things. Question is, do we have enough of these? Barely. I think not actually. But we will be short. Alright. Like so. Unless we cheat and we take out this bit for a while. Don't want it flying away. Alright. And I think we need another junction over here, right? Well, let's forget about that for now. Let's do that. I was still short. Alright. Let's quickly print some chutes then. There's iron in a corner over here. Alright, we will play the catching game.
Hunger caution.
Hunger caution. All the alarm bells. playing with a live over here. How much do you think we need? So 2 for another splitter. No, it's not a splitter. It's a junction. I think 5 is fine. Alright. Switch out power battery so we don't have everything going on. All the problems. Alright. This is the last bit we do. And then we run. How do we do this bit then? No clue. I don't know how to finish this loop. Yeah, no clue. Do we do like a junction over here or something? That looks like a thing that should work. Alright, then we do a window so we know that things are not messing up. Nice. Alright, everything's switched on, run for your lives. Run! In the name of thirst and hunger and all the miserable things in life. Here it would be nice to have a storm actually, because it makes you walk faster. And it's headed into this direction. But if you jump in the middle of a storm, there's a big chance you will hit your head to one of those power towers. We know that because that actually happened a few streams ago. CO2 is dangling. Not sure. I think, yeah, it's still reducing. I don't know.
Health low.
Health low. Oxygen low. Hunger low. Motivation to live low. Just speed this up a little bit. Cheating.
Tag critical.
Oxygen critical. What the hell are you doing, Stationeer? Hey, Bob is happy at least. The only one that's currently happy. Go and eat. Stop being grumpy. Alright, so that worked out. We will steal its eggs. Look the other way, Bob. Why are we putting water bottles in here? No one knows. Alright, water is fine. Stationeer is getting less grumpy. Pressure is dropping. That's not good. Although temperature is also dropping, but yeah, one of those two is dropping faster than we would like to. Let's see. I was hoping these would be ready by now, so we can feed Bob some. But it looks like Bob will have to wait a bit. But next day he will have a lot of food. So yeah, Stationeer is happy again. So we could move back to the other base. And we probably should. How long before these would be ready though? It is very happy apparently. So this is the percentage of CO2, second decimal. So this would be 79%. Whereas I think when we started it, it was 89. So it's dropping. But then again, we do have like a whole lot of coal. So we might be able to crank it up quite a bit. Let's plant this there as well. So we did a little experiment to see if Bob was able to feed directly from the wheat plant, and it is. But there is a slight problem with it, and that is that it will devour the whole plant and all wheat at once, which seems to me that it actually eats 5 grains or something, or yeah, there's 5 in the plant, right? And instead of 1, it has the same effect in terms of feeding it. So it's quite inefficient. Might be a problem in the future. Then again, to have a place where chickens are roaming on Mars, I think that's already quite an accomplishment. So we don't really care about this last bit. So what you might not be able to see, but what is actually the case, is that here there are planters hidden behind the dirt. Quite a few actually. So this is our hydroponic setup in order to grow weed outside. This is the start. We have a bunch more. It's connected to water, and that's the way we wanted to do things. So that should actually work if the temperature is able to reach the correct value. Alright. I think we'll move back to the other base. So there's actually now, what's it called? Gas escaping. And the fun thing is that probably CO2 here is quite high. That's still the old value, 16, whereas outside it's 18. Never mind, I thought I was going to say something smart, but it's not the case. Always hurts a little bit when that's the case. Not much though. Alright, we'll move back to the other base and look what the status is of all these centrifuges. And we might try and ditch the great amount of CO2 that's stored there now. So what worries me a little bit is that I altered the mod, and I'm want to increase the amount of CO2 that gets generated with burning. And what worries me a little bit is that that might be the reason why gas is disappearing. I don't know, because I don't know this mod very well. This was also interesting. So apparently the seconds we gave it was insufficient to clear the contents, so we might need to improve that a bit. Doesn't seem to be the case for that one. This one we cannot really tell. So this one has how many? Not yet 80 actually. But yeah, let's finish my sentence first. So that worries me a little bit. That yeah, that it might be that I messed up the mod a bit by changing it. So what we could also do is to pump the CO2 in the atmosphere and then change the mod back to the original bit, which might be considered cheating. But yeah, I mean, we're trying to make the best out of this, and if things are not working out, then we should either give up or try to make it work. So I'm doing the second bit. Because yeah, temperature is not increasing that much. It's minus 75 in the past 20 minutes. And that's not good enough. But well, the other bit is that it could be that our current setup is just enough to counteract the reduction in CO2. So that might be the case. And what that means is that the amount of CO2 that gets lost by some mysterious reason is equal to the amount that we are adding each time these ores work like they should. And if that's the case, then all of our mining efforts will suffice in order to increase, and then this system will manage the CO2 to that value. Haha, it's working. It's boomeranging. Why do we have 2 windows over here though? That's unclear to me. It's not really working, is it? It is boomeranging, but nothing is getting used. So how amusing as this might be, it's not actually doing its job. So so do these need to be one closer? Or something? I don't know how this looping system should work then. Let's think about this. So let's first, well, we could print some chutes, or we could just go and steal this one. The double window one. We got some coal. Did I say it to stacks of 30? Huh, I did. Right, so other structures that we're able to build. The flip-flop splitter. We could use the chute overflow, but that means that there should be circulating like a shit ton of CO2 before things get used up. That should work, but it will create a bit of a buffer, so that's very expensive. The splitter will work, but that's what we already had. And that's it, I think. So the only thing... I don't know how the system is supposed to work. Yep, I don't think the loop is the way to go. Because I don't know how to make it work. So I guess we go back to splitters. The alternative is that we make a very small loop and use splitters with an overflow. Should it work? So let's say we replace the windows by overflows. We point them all in the same direction, for instance down to the middle. We connect them to a loop that will feed back to the splitters. Let's try that. So what we do first, we do something smart, I think. A valve. So we should stop everything that gets to this place. This can still remain. This should all be removed. Let's make some room. So we'll first remove a bit so that we have some space to work with. So what I was thinking is we replace the windows, which are cool, I admit, but we replace them with overflow. So everything that this bit is not able to use, let's first do it for 2 of them, so it makes a bit more sense. And then if we're convinced that this is the way to go, then we'll do that for more. So this will be then connected to some loop. But it can be a small loop, so we can first make like a junction or something. Don't know where we want to go with this junction. I guess we could go like this, and then not sure where we want to go with that junction. Maybe towards me. That would make more sense, perhaps. Can we build behind this, or is that blocked? Yeah, that's definitely blocked. Will we think about that, where we want to go with that? Could do like this, I guess. Right, so now we have like overflow gets all pulled into this bit, and then what? We want this to go back into loop, I guess. And the loop will be feeding things to the splitter. I guess that could work. So we just feed things to the splitter and every surplus will get pulled back. So how big will that loop will it become when we add like a third one to the mix? So then we should connect like another junction. Will be complex, but it should work. I mean, it's not like we're wasting time, because meanwhile we generate coal. So we could point it towards the left, I guess. But how do we... So this needs another junction, right? How do we do that? Please work, brain. I'm drawing a blank here. So if we go down, then this would look a lot easier. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. And then here we will do the same, but go from this direction, and then we connect these two up. Should look like something like this. That looks a bit prettier. Wait, I'm doing it wrong. This wants to go here. And this can then go overflow, point upwards. That's the wrong way around. And then like that. Alright, so this is now all connected. So we have the upper three connected, so we should just mirror the bottom three. But before doing that, let's wonder what the rest of the loop should actually look like. I guess we have this one connected as well. So this should go somewhere, of course. That's the important bit. Yeah, this is going to get in the way, actually. This is not the way to do it. Because this will be wrong. So we should flip it to some other direction. So we could flip it let's say there. So then it's out of the way. And then we could pull it back forwards so that we can do something with it. And here we want to create a loop. Do we want to create a loop? No, we just need to split ores. Yeah, I think we just need a bunch of splitters. So we could put a splitter here. Or we could split like between these two, which makes more sense because then we have even numbers. No, it doesn't matter, it will always be uneven. But it will be prettier to work that bit out. So let's connect the last two then as well with this overflow system.
Power low.
Again, oh, we still have a bit of power. Let's first work out this bit. So how to easily connect this up with the system? I guess here we still have space to have one stack overflow. Junction, I mean, actually. So this will be the logical way to connect this up with like an overflow bit. So we can go up. Just released it too soon. Alright, and then we need to worry about one more, which I guess still fits there. This is a very dynamic process. The overflow actually I want. And then this just wants to be a corner. Alright, so then we filter all the overflow out. So now we need to worry about the splitting part. So we could just go like this. Flip-flop splitters. Now ideally we leave a bit of space between... does it actually matter? No, it doesn't matter. So we could actually directly just go like this and then work upwards. Let's try that. So let's start here. It doesn't matter how we connect these because the overflow will sort the uneven distribution. So I guess we can just connect the splitters in a very linear way, where we just make a loop like that. That's a bit ugly. Guess we could also just put one here. It's not going to be as pretty as I wanted it to be. No. So either we loop this around. Let's do that. It doesn't really matter. It will be ugly anyway. Alright, you just point upwards. And then here we can go normally again. And that's the last one that we need, right? Because this one doesn't need splitting. I think that's it. Alright, let's see if this will actually work. This might be the ugliest bit I've ever made. So this will go like that. The amount of chutes in this base is increasing exponentially. This is a splitter, right? Or what is this actually? I don't understand this bit anymore. Wait. So there should be a splitter here or something. I think that's correct. We will check it in a bit what I just did, because I'm also getting lost. Ah, we need more chutes. I've heard that before. What's this thing again? That's the outlet of all of our brilliant loop, right? So I guess here we want like a merge thingy, and then I guess at the start we want a merge thingy. Shit, didn't think about that. So that will be this part, I guess. I don't know, I think I over-engineered this. There's a much simpler solution, but I don't know what it is. Let's also smelt that last iron, because we probably will need it sooner rather than later. No! Stop jumping this far. Alright. There was a coal in there hiding. Alright. Junction. You could also go up first, which doesn't really matter. No, we can't, because then... No, we don't want to do that. We want to do something like this. I think that will make more sense. Huh. That's gonna be ugly, but well. Can we do it the other way around? Or, well, I think that would be pretty if we flip it the other way around. So we want you just pointing down. Yeah, let's do that. This is the most complex shoot system I've ever made. And I'm pretty certain it shouldn't be that complex. But well. Should we? Yeah, just keep printing. At some point we need more sheets. Alright, so this should be just connected up. This should go back to the loop. Oh, we did actually have enough sheets. Alright, stop the printer. Stop the press. So, to finalize this bit of over-engineering, we also want to reintroduce this actually. So we had like a junction over here, and then we had one of those brilliant ditch everything in bits, so that we can manually feed coal. Alright, what will happen is coal will enter here, blah 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 blah, then it will split, and either enter this bit, or if it's full, join this complicated loop, which we cannot really follow anymore. Let's just assume that that's going well. Might be a big assumption, but let's see. We will place a window over here. Anyway, we'll go like this. It will split over here and go to this overflow. Split over here, go to the overflow. Split into here, go into that bit. Split, go into there. And go into this bit. I think it actually should work. I preferred our previous setup with the loop, but that was just tossing around ores without really anything happening. So let's see, we'll put it to practice. not sure where that went. I think it's in this one. This is actually connected. Yeah. Well, I think this is working. Nice. Alright, so we have a very complicated incineration factory setup. Which should be very efficient at burning coal. We have 6 of them, which is overkill. But yeah, it should work. Very cool. CO2 is still at 18, it seems. Yeah, so we are not losing much. I'm very curious. Alright, so what we'll do is, for the moment, we'll take a small break, and after the break we'll burn all of this coal and see what it does to the environment. It might break the game, it might turn into something beautiful. Yeah, but it will be in about 5-10 minutes. So I hope I see you then.